To solve LEETCODE question 17 letter combinations of a phone number, and this is a median LEETCODE question. So given a string of containing digits from 2 to 9, inclusive, written all possible letter combinations that number could represent, written the answer in any order. So basically, if you look at the example, it gives you two digits, 2 and 3. Each number represents different alphabet, like different character, and then the number 1 is not mapped to anything. If you look at here, so basically you only need map number 2 to 9, and then if the second digit is 3, so you basically wanted to return all the function letter combinations is returning all the combination of A, B, C, and D, E, F. And a mapping to is given below. Note that 1 does not map to any letters. It's just a reminder. And you can see A, D, A, E, A, F, all these things. And if the digits is empty, then you just return this just on edge cases. And then if the digits equals to 2, and you only need to return ABC because there's no any letter combo, you just return whatever it is, right? And then here's some constraints here, and then you can see this question was asked by a tons of company in the past 6 months, and Amazon's 30 times. So it's definitely a great question to practice on. If we see any question, it asks us to return the combination, anything you can think of is the using backtracking. And the only thing is that in this case, you need to translate the numbers to the digits. And once you translate to the digits, and then you can backtrack on all the digit on the alphabet, the characters combination, right? And then for the mapping of the number mapped to the letters, I'm going to use a hash map to store all the combinations first, the mapping first, before we start the backtracking. And then for the backtracking function, what I wanted to do is I'll have two parameters. One is the index pointing to each different digit, and then the subset. And then subset is basically the path and whatever we get to, right? And if we get to the length of the subset, like if I get to a combo that is AD, the length is 2, is equals to the digits length, that means I already found one answer. So I'm going to append the result to the end result that we're looking for. Otherwise, I'm just gonna continue to backtrack. And the way I backtrack is that I'm gonna go through each digit first, right? So 2 is mapped to ABC and 3 is mapped to DEF. So I'm going to append the letter first, and then when I backtrack it, I want to move the index to the right side, and I want to pick the second number to the right side. And then that's what I'm going to backtrack on. And then once I run the AD, right, I'm going to pop the second digit to pop back up. That's basically what the backtracking is. You want to backtrack it. So when I pop the D, and then the next time I can do, when I do the backtracking, I can find AE and then AF, so on and so forth. That's basically and I'm gonna call the backtracking function. That's basically the thought process, and I'm gonna show you how to do this in code. First, I want to rule out some edge cases. If the length of digits is equals to 0, like the second example, then I just want to return an empty list here. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste all the hash map here. This is basically the hash map I created for the mapping, and the 2, 3 map to different letter. So I'm gonna define the backtrack function and a pass to parameter. One is the I, which is the index to help me to track of the digits. And then the second is the path, and that's basically the parameter. So the base case will be if the length of the path equals to the length of digits, that means like the path we found is AD, we already found the answer because it's same length as the digits. So what we would do is res.append. I would have just appended the path, but the thing is, when we do it from the when we get the letter from 2, for example, if I use a letter as A and then the 3, I use the second letter I got is D. Something look like this, right? If I just append the result, the path to the end result like this, it will look like this. This is not what we are looking for. We don't need anything double quote in between like this. So how you do it in Python is that you want to join them together, and you can look up this function later on if you're not familiar with it. But basically, if you do this, it will return you the AD instead. And after I find the AD, I'm gonna return it so that I can continue to backtrack it. So for this section is the backtracking, and for letter in the, so I'm gonna find all the possible letters for 2 and 3, right? How do I describe this is if so it's digits I, right? That's basically the index. The digits I, the I is the indexes. If index is 0, the digits is 2. And then 2's mapping in the letters is actually what we're looking for here. So for index 0 and index 1, basically number 2 and 3, I find all the letters. So basically for letter in letters is for 0 is ABC. For 1, for when I equals 1, it's DEF, if that makes sense. So then I'm gonna path.append. Every time I find a new letter, I'm gonna just append the letter. For example, like I find 2, and then I will use the first letter A first, right? And then I'm gonna backtrack it. When I backtrack it, the I want to look for the second digits, the letters in that map to the second digit, right? So the I has to be I plus 1, but the path remain to be the same. And then after I do the backtracking, I'm just gonna I'm gonna pop the D so that I can, next round, I can do AE and then pop it back up, and I can do AF. That's the entire point of backtracking. And then after that, what I'm gonna do is call the backtracking function, and I give a result as a empty list and a backtrack. And when we backtrack, index will be starting from 0, right, for the digits. And then the path at the beginning is an empty list. It doesn't have anything. And then I want to return the result. Yep. If you think this is helpful, please like my video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you with more LeetCode questions soon. Bye.